Today, I want to dive into what it really means to be a high-value woman. I've broken it down into 8 key areas that I believe are crucial to embodying this mindset, and I hope that they inspire you to explore this concept in your own life. Let's get into it. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned is how crucial independence is. It's not just about making your own money, though trust me, that's pretty important, right? It's about being mentally and emotionally self-reliant. I realized that I'm not the only one who can truly make sure that I'm happy. So everything that I do for myself. And no, it's not selfish to prioritize your own self-care because it's part of survival and an elevated quality of life for ourselves. And then in return, that we can provide to others. So when it comes to happiness, too often we rely on others to get us there. But we are responsible for our own happiness first and foremost. Everyone else is a bonus. It's a liberating mindset, and it's also what gives you the space to say no when you need to without feeling guilty. And then there's confidence. Oh, this one has been a journey for me, especially with YouTube. I wasn't confident in front of the camera at first, but over time, I practiced and pushed through the discomfort. In my everyday job, I choose to speak in public, even in front of leaders, knowing full well my heart will race like it's about to jump out of my chest. I do it anyway for the practice and to conquer that fear. I refuse to let fear decide what I can or cannot do, even if I stumble or look foolish while trying. Because here's the thing, I show up for myself, and that's bravery. It's not about being perfect. It's about stepping up, pushing past the fear, and giving yourself permission to grow, even when it's uncomfortable. And that's the thing, isn't it? Confidence grows through action. The more you put yourself out there, even in small ways, the more you start to believe in yourself. It's like a muscle that you have to exercise. Don't be afraid to look like a fool. Remember, the only people who have the right to comment are the ones in the arena with you. But here's the most important part. Disappoint whoever you must, but never disappoint yourself. At the end of the day, showing up for yourself and pushing past those fears matters more than anyone else's judgment. Now let's move on to self-development for a minute. As a high-value woman, growth is a continuous process, and we've all heard the advice, never stop learning. But here's the catch. What works for one person might not work for anyone else. For me, sitting down with a physical book for hours, honestly, it's a little bit of a struggle. I can't depend on that being part of my daily routine. So instead, I lean on audiobooks, especially during my commute or when I'm out for a walk. It is such a simple way to integrate learning into my day, and it makes personal growth feel much more manageable and enjoyable for that matter. And here's the important part. Self-development isn't just about taking in the knowledge, whether it's through books or podcasts or new experiences. It's about putting that knowledge into action. Learning new skills or exploring different perspectives is great, but the real growth happens when we start applying those lessons in our everyday lives. So whatever method you choose, whether it's audiobooks or journaling or something else, just make sure that it's something you actually enjoy and can stick with. That's where the real transformation begins. Women of high value prioritize wellness. I've come to realize that physical and mental fitness are inseparable. You can't have one without the other. That's why I started intermittent fasting. It gave me more energy, helped me focus better. And yeah, it did help me manage my weight, but the real win has been how much better I feel in general. And that's the thing. Intermittent fasting wasn't just about weight loss. It gave me this renewed energy and mental clarity that I did not even know I needed. But I know starting something like intermittent fasting can feel overwhelming, especially if you're unsure where to begin. That's why I put together a simple step-by-step guide to help you ease into it. So whether you're looking to boost your energy or manage your weight or just feel more in tune with your own body, this guide is a great starting point. It's packed with practical tips and meal ideas to make the transition smoother. Now you can download it for free by heading to womenofhighvalue.com/startif, and it's also linked down below in the description box. But fitness isn't just about the physical stuff. It's also about what's happening in your mind. Taking care of your mental health is just as important. For me, that's been writing down daily goals, meditating, taking silent walks to reflect, and just making space for quiet moments during the day. Women of high value are financially independent. I cannot stress this enough, that being financially independent has been life-changing for me. I've learned that when you have control over your finances, you have control over your life. It's not just about earning money. It's about managing it wisely, saving, investing, and planning for the future. In fact, I believe in this so much that I created a second YouTube channel on personal finance. If you want to know more, go to paycheckpowerhouse.com. And here's one really important takeaway. Financial independence gives you the freedom to make choices that align with your values, not someone else's. You're no longer making decisions based on what's affordable in the short term. You're thinking long term. Are you setting financial goals that will give you the freedom that you want later on? It is so important to start small, even if it's just saving a little more each month. It all adds up. Women of high value dress well. I think we all know how much I love fashion, but here's the thing. It's more than just about looking good. Fashion and style are about expressing who you are and how you feel about yourself. And for me, I've learned the importance of synchronizing how I feel with what I wear and what I wear with how I feel. I do recommend watching this video here about enclosed cognition for more on this specific topic. I used to buy a lot of fast fashion, but now I focus on quality over quantity. There's something about wearing clothes that make you feel confident and put together that can truly change your day. And once you control your weight and it doesn't fluctuate, there are only so many clothes that you need, and eventually you are going to run out of space. So the only way to upgrade is by replacing your collection with better quality fabrics or tailoring, isn't it? Another aspect that women of high value pay attention to is femininity. It is a gift that we must lean into. Women of high value are in sync with their feminine energy and are not afraid to express it in any setting as an extension of themselves, even around other women. And here's a fun fact. Did you know people form first impressions in just a few seconds? Your style is part of that. Women of high value pursue successful careers. For me, career development has always been about more than just climbing the ladder. It's about finding work that excites you, that makes you want to get up in the morning and give it your all. You must pursue your search for your ideal role until your skills are in alignment with what you do. And you will know when you reach this point because your job satisfaction will skyrocket. Here's what I've learned from high achieving women. Your work should bring you fulfillment, and if it doesn't, it's worth taking the time to figure out what truly excites you. When you're passionate about what you do, it's not just you who benefits, it creates a ripple effect. The work becomes easier, the tasks get done with more care and quality, and the results are even better. Finding that alignment between passion and work is key to long-term success and happiness. Moving on, women of high value prioritize their families. If you're a mom, I know you'll get this. Motherhood is the most rewarding yet challenging role we play. But what I've come to understand is that being a good mom doesn't mean giving up your identity. In fact, it's so important to keep growing, keep investing in yourself, because that's what will make you a great role model for your kids. For me, my kids have been my absolute greatest motivator to be the example that I want them to follow, especially in those early years when they're still figuring out who they are. I've seen firsthand how the women I admire, those high-achieving, high-value women, will drop everything at a moment's notice to be there for their kids. What stuck with me the most is how it's not about the grand gestures. It's not about the expensive gifts or fancy vacations that kids remember. Not at all. What really leaves an impact is the time that we spend showing up for what's important to them. I've seen high-value women go out of their way time and time again to be there, to create memories around those meaningful moments. And that's something that I strive for as well. The balance, I think, comes when you look at your schedule for the week, you pinpoint the activities that you must be there for, and then make them happen. When it comes to romantic relationships, they need care and attention just like everything else in life. And from what I've seen, high-value women never neglect their partners. In fact, many of the women I admire are in happy, fulfilling relationships even after decades of marriage. Being a valuable woman naturally attracts high-quality partners. It's almost like a filter. When we set clear boundaries and know our worth, we tend to keep the wrong people away while drawing in the right ones. Lastly, let's talk about entrepreneurship. Even if you're not running your own business, the entrepreneurial mindset is something we can all benefit from. It's about seeing opportunities where others might not, creating value, and finding fulfillment in what you do. For me, starting my YouTube channel and other ventures has been an outlet for that entrepreneurial spirit. It's my way of turning ideas into something real and tangible. Even if business isn't your thing, I encourage you to think like an entrepreneur in your own life. Which means take ownership of your path, be creative, and don't be afraid to take risks. You never know where it might lead. What's something you've always wanted to do or create or do, but you haven't yet? I strongly believe in the power of creativity. It might not be about starting a business. It could also be a hobby. It could be an activity that brings you joy. So there you have it, the 8 areas where we can all strive to become high-value women. It's not about being perfect, but about growing, learning, and living with intention. I hope that some of this resonates with you, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one area you're focusing on right now? Let's chat in the comments. Thank you for being here with me on this journey. Don't forget about your free download linked below as well. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch my next one, where I talk about the power of dressing with intention. I'll see you there next.